Hello everybody, welcome back to the news you missed.
Welcome back, Paul. And while you were sleeping or doom scrolling, the planet made several questionable life choices. Politician traded jets like Pokemon cards, gold fell, coffee rose, and robots learnt to break dance. Let's rip the bandage off of global reality. What's your first story, Paul?
Well, a good news story straight off the bat. President Donald Trump says his recent MRI at Walter Reed was perfect. Speaking on Air Force One ahead of a trip to Asia, the 79-year-old president said his doctor gave him some of the best reports for his age. The MRI was part of a routine follow-up, an overall health check, according to his physician. Earlier this year, Trump was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a common vein condition causing leg swelling, which his team says is now being managed.
And my first story of the morning is Prime Minister Keir Starmer has sold 20 Typhoon jets to Turkey in a deal worth about £8 billion. Downing Street calls it a boost of British industry. Critics call it an air power clearance sale. Britain's defence exports have slumped since Brexit. This deal signals an attempt to reassert the UK as a major arms supplier. Good for the economy, awkward for the Air Force, and at this rate, the next RAF air show may feature PowerPoint slides instead.
Well, in Tokyo, US President Trump and Japan's new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi signed a landmark deal to boost cooperation on critical and rare earth minerals. The move comes after China tightened export controls on these vital resources in response to US tariffs. The agreement aims to strengthen both nations' supply chains and support advanced industries, marking what the leaders called a new golden age in US-Japan relations.
And next up, Argentina's libertarian showman Javier Milei crushed midterm elections, giving markets a sugar rush and the peso a pulse. Milei's party gained ground in both chambers, strengthening his reform agenda to slash spending and dollarise the economy. Economists call it a turning point. Locals call it Tuesday before inflation.
Do you know what, Drew? That was amazing to see. In the Senate, he went up 300% in support. And in the Congress out there, I think he went up 120-something%. He's absolutely crushing it out there.
Well, he's definitely doing something right.
Yes, definitely. Well, my next story. President Trump has responded to Russia's test of its nuclear-powered Borisovnik cruise missile, saying Washington and Moscow are not playing games with nuclear deterrence. Speaking aboard Air Force One, Trump emphasized that the US regularly tests its own missiles and has positioned submarines closer to Russian waters. He called the missile test not appropriate and stressed that Russia should focus on resolving conflicts rather than showcasing new weapons. Drew, this missile has unlimited range. It can hit anywhere on the planet. It's phenomenal what Russia's come up with. Scary times, eh?
Moving on, a small town's Remembrance Day poppy display was banned by a woke council. Public outrage exploded until the poppies returned. The council cited safety concerns. The tabloid cited lack of patriotism. Guess who won?
That's so wrong, Drew. I'm sorry, but banning the poppy? Wow. All part of the woke agenda, as you said, rightly so. Jamaica is preparing for the strongest storm of 2025 as Hurricane Melissa approaches. The Category 5 hurricane could bring up to 30 inches of rain and winds of 175 miles per hour. Authorities warn of catastrophic flooding and landslides, with Prime Minister Andrew Holness calling for prayers. Melissa has already caused 7 deaths across the Caribbean, including 3 in Jamaica, as residents brace for what could be the island's most devastating storm in history. Drew, all our prayers are with those people in Jamaica because that is going to be a big catastrophe.
Moving on, the legendary Wyndham Arms, once called the toughest pub in Britain, is officially on the market for a 6-figure sum. The pub closed after a licensing probe and an era of rowdy tradition. If you buy it, include a budget for exorcism and bouncers, a great investment for people who think chaos is character.
An Italian appeals court has approved Germany's request to extradite Ukrainian suspect Sergei Kuznetsov, accused of coordinating the 2022 Nord Stream pipeline sabotage. Kuznetsov, a former military officer, will remain in Italy while his case is appealed to the country's top court next month. The ruling comes amid conflicting investigations, with Russia and some journalists questioning Germany's versions of events, while another suspect was recently denied extradition in Poland. Drew, the truth is coming out about the Nord Stream pipeline explosion, and it turns out, quite possibly, Russia didn't blow up its own pipeline. Why would you blow up a cash cow?
Fancy that. It may not have been Russia.
Yeah.
And my final daily news story: a government-funded charity faces backlash for creating classroom materials that cast migration in a positive light. Opponents say it indoctrinates children. Teachers say it just teaches geography. The programme was meant to help primary school students understand diverse communities, but culture war politics turned it into a headline of gold. In Britain, even map reading is now political theatre. Next week, Parliament debates the moral implications of longitude.
Direct flights between India and China have resumed after a 5-year pause, marking a step forward to improving ties between the neighbours. The first flight, operated by Indigo, flew from Kolkata to Guangzhou, carrying 176 passengers. China and India plan to launch a Shanghai-New Delhi route in November. The resumption comes as trade and diplomatic relations continue to improve, including a rise in Indian exports to China and renewed tourist visas.
Next up, grab your wallets. We're over to financial funnies, where Citibank and Coinbase equals Wall Street meets the blockchain. Citibank, a $2.6 trillion heavyweight, just partnered with Coinbase to improve stablecoin utility. Citi will help big clients move tokenized dollars globally without touching a blockchain themselves. Traditional finance embracing crypto is like your dad joining TikTok. He doesn't get it, but he'll monetize it.
My first story: South Africa has been removed from the Financial Action Task Force grey list, a major win for the country's president in its anti-corruption campaign. The global watchdog praised Pretoria for strengthening its defences against money laundering and terrorist financing. Ramaphosa said the move restores confidence in South Africa's financial system and boosts its global reputation. He called it a milestone that will attract investment and ease pressure on citizens and businesses. South Africa, Drew, is the country of the moment when it comes to finances. So much going on out there. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Big moves coming.
And beans are up 50% since August, reaching $4.38 a pound after tariffs, and demand brewed the perfect storm. Brazil's dry season hit crops just as new US import duties landed. Your morning latte is now a luxury item. Soon, Starbucks will offer payment plans and a latte futures.
Big money is flocking to Indian banks like kids to an ice cream truck. After years of being seen as overregulated, India's banking sector is suddenly the place to be, with global giants like Blackstone, Emirates NBD and Japan's SMBC snapping up stakes. Why? Strong growth, a huge underbanked population and profits that make other markets look sleepy. But while foreign money is pouring in, regulators are keeping a close eye, because nobody wants a situation where your bank accounts start following a different time zone.
And the index smashed a record high at 6,800. Traders were thrilled, economists were nervous, tech earnings are strong, inflation is cooling, and denial is trending. The market's a roller coaster, and everyone insists it's an elevator.
China's central bank is waving a big red flag at stablecoins, warning they could shake up the global financial system. Governor Pang Gongsheng says these digital coins are still in training wheels mode, but people are using them like Ferrari keys. Regulators worry they could open doors to money laundering, illegal transfers, and even, yes, funding the bad guys. Gold falls below $4,000. Investors once fled to gold for safety. Now even the safe haven is on sale. A strong dollar and crypto competition sent bullion sliding. Apparently, solid as gold now means softer sentiment. And this is also on the back end of Trump and China talks. So we may see gold slip a little bit more before it comes back.
And Congressman Ro Khanna plans a bill banning elected officials from owning or creating crypto. It's a move to avoid conflicts of interest as digital assets enter campaign coffers. Politicians won't hodl, they'll hold hearings.
And now we move over to Hackers Corner, where we let you know what's going on with your computer. If you think it's going green, blue and red, it probably is hacked. But let's dive into the stories and find out what's going on.
First up, if you use a YubiKey or hardware key on X, formerly Twitter, re-enroll before November the 10th. Security keys are tied to domain names. Once it switches to x.com, old bindings break. Irony alert, the site famous for free speech could soon lock out its most secure users.
Google is setting the record straight. There was no massive Gmail data breach. Reports claiming 183 million accounts were exposed as false. The confusion comes from old credentials stolen over the years, compiled into a huge collection by cybercriminals, not a new hack. Google says Gmail's defences are strong and users remain protected, though it's always smart to check your passwords and stay vigilant. So no panic, just a reminder, update your passwords and maybe skip those reset immediately panic emails. So that is actually a good point, everyone out there. If you are now getting emails saying your Gmail account's been hacked, stop, think, don't click that email unless you are 1,000,000% sure you are hacked.
And for more safety tips, scams, hacks and cybersecurity, come on over to my Patreon for free. I'm updating you daily with all of this. And my last one for Hackers Corner, tech leaders are hosting a webinar on governing thousands of AI agents without privacy meltdowns. They'll discuss automated guardrails, audits and how not to invest Skynet accidentally. Teaching dinosaurs fire safety after they found the matches, but better late than apocalyptic.
And now we head over to our AI Robots Corner, where we let you know everything that's going on out there, whether your job is safe or whether you need to go duck in a bunker because the robots are coming for you. Drew, what's your first story?
Well, SoftBank's Masayoshi Son has reopened the company's robotic playbook, investing billions into humanoid hardware and AI. They're funding Agility Robotics, Skilled AI, and buying Abs Robotics units after the Pepperbolt flop. They tried emotional robots, now they want profitable ones. Expect headlines about robot layoffs by 2026.
Well, staying on the subject of powered robotics, Nike has just debuted its first powered footwear with Project Amplify, a robotic exoskeleton designed to boost your walking speed for faster commutes like having a second set of calf muscles. Nike says the powered footwear system integrates a lightweight motor, drive belt and rechargeable cuff battery with a carbon fibre plated runner. A calf-mounted battery feeds a hinged arm into a heel socket, delivering assist at the ankle to help you go faster with less effort in walking and running.
China's Agibot launches Linkcraft, a tool that turns smartphone videos into humanoid robot motions. No coding required. The system maps 2D video into 3D robot command via AI motion capture. We've entered America's Got Circuits. Soon, humans will choreograph their replacements.
Well, Drew, speaking of human replacement, I'll tell you right now, if you work in a factory, you need to pay attention to this story coming up. Humanoids are moving from demos to factory pilots, but the bottleneck isn't walking, it's a hands problem that separates showbots from robots that can wrench, wire and swap tools on real lines, reports the Wall Street Journal. Current humanoids can walk and lift but lack the finger-level dexterity, tactile sensing and in-hand control needed to wrench, wire and swap tools. Teams are splitting on strategy. Some chase 5-finger dexterity with touch sensing, Others bet on optimised 3-finger grippers or 2-finger pincers.
And to the conspiracy corner, the Moscow green fireball, a glowing green object streaked across Moscow sky, triggering a UFO frenzy. Scientists say media, conspiracy forums say Russian Iron Man. If it lands, someone will sell NFT footage before the dust settles. And for those of you that are following the RV, this means you got the green light. The Met Police now deployed drones that reach emergencies before officers. They'll survey scenes, film evidence and occasionally chase pigeons. Congratulations, Britain invented Inspector Gadget 2.0. Social media claimed activists would lace Halloween candy with fentanyl for MAGA costume kids. Zero evidence found. Classic internet panic amplified by algorithms. Every October the monster under the bed is Facebook. And Candice Owens posted old messages where Charlie Kirk allegedly predicted his own assassination. Online drama with the shelf life of yogurt. The internet forgets faster than it forgives.
And that was your news on Tuesday, the 28th of October 2025. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you all over on charlieward.com, where we are live on the Insiders every Wednesday and Saturday. So all that's left for me to say is to take care. God bless. See you all soon. Bye now.
Bye bye.